Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE superstars Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley have been flirting back and forth on social media over the last few weeks. The Eradicator recently sent a message after the Yeet Master went a step closer to clinching the Intercontinental Championship after his huge victory on the latest episode of Raw. The former Bloodline member faced Braun Strowman, Pete Dunne, and Ilja Dragunov in a fatal four-way match to determine the next challenger for Braun Breaker's title. However, Strowman was taken out by Bronson Reed, leaving the other three competing for a shot at the gold. In the end, Jey Uso picked up the win after delivering a Uso splash to Dunne. Rhea Ripley seems to be elated with the 39-year-old star's victory as she reacted to the latter's win with a message on X/Twitter. Earlier on during the show, Mommy and Damian Priest were attacked by the Judgment Day. When Jey Uso came out to make the save, the damage was already done and the Terror Twins had to be taken to the nearby medical facility. Rhea Ripley has been chasing the Women's World Championship since relinquishing the title due to an injury a few months back, while Mommy came close to winning back the gold at WWE SummerSlam 2024. Dominic Mysterio betrayed her and helped Liv Morgan retain the title. Ripley got a win over Liv at Bash in Berlin 2024, where the Terror Twins defeated Morgan and Dirty Dom in a mixed tag team match, with Mommy pinning the Women's World Champion. As a result, the Eradicator will get a chance to win the title she never lost as she will face Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship at Bad Blood 2024. Damian Priest will also get a chance to exact revenge on Finn Balor for betraying him at SummerSlam 2024. The Archer of Infamy and the Prince will collide in a singles match at WWE's upcoming Premium Live event. Jey Uso, meanwhile, will also get a title opportunity against Braun Breaker, but his match is unlikely to take place at Bad Blood. The atmosphere on Monday Night Raw was electric. Fans were on the edge of their seats as the stakes had never been higher. The night had promised action-packed drama, and it had certainly delivered. In a thrilling contest, Jey Uso emerged victorious in the #1 contenders match, earning himself a shot at the coveted WWE Universal Championship. The crowd erupted in applause, and for a brief moment, Jey stood tall, celebrating a hard-fought win. But just as the celebration was starting to peak, a message was sent. A message that would send ripples throughout the locker room and make every superstar rethink their plans for the future. Backstage, in a dimly lit room, Rhea Ripley stood by a large monitor, watching the final moments of the match unfold. Her piercing eyes never left the screen as she saw Jey Uso's hand raised in victory. A slight smirk appeared on her face, but there was no joy in it. No congratulations, no sense of admiration. There was only one thing on her mind: domination. Rhea Ripley had been on top of her game for months now, holding the Raw Women's Championship with an iron grip. She had dispatched any and all challengers that came her way, proving that she was not just a champion, but a force of nature. But as much as the spotlight had been on her, there was an undeniable change in the air. The winds of WWE were shifting. Jey Uso, a cornerstone of the legendary Bloodline, had just earned a shot at the ultimate prize in the industry, the Universal Championship. For Ripley, that was not just a personal challenge, but a symbol of something greater: respect, power, and most importantly, control. Ripley, never one to sit idle, knew that she had to send a message, not only to Jey, but to the entire WWE universe. She wasn't going to let anyone or anything disrupt her reign. A champion's message had to be loud, clear, and unrelenting. The following week on Raw, Jey Uso walked down the ramp to a roaring crowd. His #1 contenders match victory had already elevated him in the eyes of fans and critics alike. This was a man on the rise. He had battled through personal hardships, including the fall of the Bloodline and the shifting tides of his own identity, and now he was on the cusp of something bigger than himself. Yet, as he stepped into the ring that night, the usual confidence in his eyes seemed tempered, like he knew the storm was brewing. The arena lights suddenly dimmed, and the sound of ominous music echoed throughout the building. The atmosphere shifted from celebratory to tense, and a chill ran through the crowd as the lights flickered. The moment was upon them. The unmistakable screech of Rhea Ripley's theme song pierced the silence, and the spotlight shone down on the entrance ramp. Rhea Ripley strode to the ring, her presence commanding every corner of the arena. The Raw Women's Champion, known for her ruthlessness and dominance, stood poised in the center of the squared circle, her gaze fixed squarely on Jey Uso. Jey, still recovering from his win, looked at her with a mixture of confusion and respect. The two had never directly crossed paths in the past, but now, with both of their careers on a trajectory towards greatness, it was inevitable that their fates would intersect. Rhea didn't speak immediately. Instead, she took a moment, allowing the tension to build as she paced slowly around Jey, her gaze never leaving him. The crowd was hushed, waiting for what would come next. Finally, Rhea Ripley grabbed a microphone, and as the echo of the crowd's excitement began to die down, she spoke. Jey, the WWE Universe loves a comeback story, don't they? They've been cheering you on, watching as you climbed your way back to the top. You've been fighting for what you believe in, trying to find your place. But let me tell you something, Uso. The top of this company, the top of this industry, it's not a place for the faint of heart. It's not a place for those who are unsure of their own destiny. The crowd buzzed with murmurs of anticipation, but Ripley wasn't done. Look, I get it. You've been part of the most dominant faction in this company's history. You fought beside Roman Reigns, the so-called tribal chief. But now, here you are, all alone. No bloodline to back you up. No family to support you. Just you and the harsh reality of this business. Rhea's eyes narrowed as she took a step closer to Jey, who stood motionless in the center of the ring. You think you've got what it takes to step into the ring with Roman? To challenge the biggest title in WWE? I'll tell you this, Jey. There's a reason I've been holding on to my championship for as long as I have. It's because I don't just take what I want. I destroy anyone who thinks they can stand in my way, and that includes you. The crowd was now in a frenzy, the energy building as Rhea's words began to sink in. This wasn't a friendly warning. It was a declaration of war. I've crushed every challenger that's come my way. And if you think that just because you've earned your spot at the top, that you're going to walk out of this building with that Universal Championship, you've got another thing coming. This is my era, Jey. This is my division. And I'll be damned if I let someone like you, someone who's still figuring out what it means to be the top guy, take everything I've worked for. Rhea paused for a moment, letting the weight of her words settle in the air. The tension between them was palpable. I'll give you some advice, Uso. You might have earned a shot at the Universal Championship, but the moment you step into that ring with Roman Reigns, it's not just about winning. It's about surviving. And I have no intention of letting you forget that I'm the true dominant force in WWE. I'll make sure you understand exactly who runs this place. With that, Rhea dropped the microphone with a cold, calculated look in her eyes. She didn't wait for a response. She didn't need to. Jey Uso stood there, his eyes locked on her as the crowd continued to roar. It was clear that Rhea Ripley had sent a message of dominance, a message of unwavering control. Jey Uso, once an underdog fighting for his family's honor, now found himself at the center of a new battle, not just for the Universal Championship, but for his place in WWE's future. A future where the women of WWE were staking their claim as more than just wrestlers. They were forces of nature, shaping the course of the entire company. And Rhea Ripley was at the top of that mountain. The message had been sent. And it wasn't just to Jey. It was a warning to everyone in WWE. In the end, it was clear. The era of Rhea Ripley had just begun, and nothing would stop her from reigning supreme.